We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. The volume.
Hear the drummer get wicked. Here we go again.
Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother, what's happening?
What's good, man?
You know what, man? I have a very interesting day or afternoon here, man. This is the first time that I can remember in golly, it may have been some years, bro, that I have been home alone. I have the house to myself. No son, no missus, just the boy though, man. And I have no idea what I'm gonna do with the time. I got some stuff that I got going on. Neek has a photo shoot tomorrow, and I told her that I would come through and help her out with some behind the scene footage. So I think I'm gonna be doing some stuff with her to prep for that though, man. And so it's kind of interesting though, man. I'm talking about literally outside of that. I'm probably gonna be dabbling in the lab. Probably gonna be doing some Netflix watching to catch up on some stuff. But I'm talking about like I'm literally thinking like for dinner, I might just have a beef patty and some cereal, bro. I'm talking about like some of the most bachelor stuff that you could think of, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh,
some
man.
Cereal and a beef patty, or some cereal and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, bro.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. All right, man. Let's
get that music going?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you dig it, sucker?
Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Yep.
Try Jesus,
Friday.
not me. Cause I throw hands. Try Jesus, please don't try me. Because I fight.
Listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook page. Every episode is uploaded to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you stream and listen to podcasts. You can follow us there as well. Check your boys on out. Hey, Skitty, I'm kind of sad, man.
Yeah.
DMX officially passed away earlier today, though, man, and we kind of got the news on Tuesday that he overdosed from drugs and that he was very serious, very critical condition, man. And they said that he has succumbed to the overdose, man. What's your thought on that?
Sad, man. And it's even sadder because it's one of those things like when we talked about it, it was one of those things where it's like the addiction part of stuff is just, it's scary because we just saw DMX on the verses with Snoop, and I'm sure Snoop will hold that treasure because, you know, like I said, in my opinion, he didn't look well. Like I was happy that he was able to perform and do all of that stuff, but he just didn't look well. And so it's sad. It's sad. I'm devastated for the family, anybody who grew up on DMX's music, that he meant something to them. You know, I wasn't a huge DMX fan. I respected him, loved him in movies. I loved the movement he had with the Rough Riders and everything that he did, the people that he brought along. But yeah, definitely sad for any fan or family member or anybody that is associated with him. It's
What's your
terrible.
favorite DMX song?
Stop, drop.
Rough Rider Anthem.
Yeah. I
Well,
don't know. It's just something about that beat, and I don't know.
I think it's the thum the thum 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 the thum 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 the thum 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 dum 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 the thum thum dum the thum thum dum the thum the. Yeah, I think that was fire though. That's when Swiss Beats was in that Swiss Beats bag though, bro. I think that it's probably my favorite one as well, though, man. Um, Probably for me after that was slipping, falling. I can't get up. Slipping, falling. I can't get up. I like that one. And then
I just knew you was gonna say that Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was your favorite.
no. Probably Get At Me Dog was it. Like, listen, when I saw Get At Me Dog, bro, I was just like, the video was incredible. This was a Hype Williams video. It had like this sheen to it for this black and white though, man. And when I first heard X, I was like, yo, it was probably the first time I saw him. I think I heard him before. And you know, a lot of times back in the day, you could very well hear somebody, and it may take you a little while before you see what they actually look like, because everybody wasn't dropping videos like that then. You didn't have social media for everything. So at the time, you know, if you didn't, you know, go to their website, if you wasn't part of their fan club and everything like that, you might not know what they look like. So when I saw Get At Me Dog, and I saw how raw the video was, how street, I was just like, whoa. I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? This is different. I think that for me, the thing that I love the most about DMX was the impact of X during the X heyday, because, you know, there was that point when DMX was hot. Like, he was like the hottest. It was him and Jay-Z at the time. But it was just, to me, I was still a bigger Jay-Z, but I love, to me, that I love Money Cash Hoes too. But what I like the most about X is I respected the fact that during the time when X was the hottest, there was a certain level of like credibility that it seemed like you had to believe. Like, you know, not to say that everybody who raps about shooting something or raps about this and the other does that, but I think that the thing that back then it was a more respect was given to somebody when you at least felt like they've done these things, that they were capable of doing these things. And so I've always thought that when DMX did a song, that it felt like authentic. Like, even if he was making up a story, that he just sounded so much more credible with it though, man. And there was a level of realness that I think that a lot of people who are big fans of DMX that they connect with, is that realness that you got from X though. So that's probably the thing that I'll remember the most about him, was that piece though, man.
Yeah. What's going on, Karen? Yeah, man, I think that's one of the things, because I've kind of sat back. I didn't put, like, you know, the RIP and RIH or nothing like that, just because, like I said, I wasn't the hugest DMX fan, but I looking at everybody else's lens as far as what they thought of DMX, I think is awesome. I mean, I've heard several people, you know, say things about him. I'm loving to see the pictures of people who, you know, have taken pictures with him. Like I said, huge impact on the culture, on hip hop, and just, you know, terrible to see somebody succumb to the addiction and to drugs, and it's tough.
But by the way, I like, that's a good point that you brought up here. Oh my gosh, I saw Funk Master Flex, who I'm increasingly getting tired of Funk Master Flex.
Yeah.
Because it seemed like he wants to be a rapper so bad, right? And so because he's not, his only way to clap at people is through his platform. And I get it, use your platform as you see fit. But I think that the thing that blew me away was that he commented that people are posting about X, and they're posting about him for clout. Like, they're posting about him, but they didn't check in on X. They didn't do this, that, and the other. And I was just like, well, technically speaking, right, if X had an overdose, and everybody's known that X has done drugs for forever, then there were people who could have been enablers who allowed that. So I personally love all the pictures that people have. I saw T.I. posted a picture with DMX, and I would have never guessed the connection. Like I would have never guessed that they would ever be in the same spot. I
Right.
would never have guessed those kind of relationships, those moments that people would have with celebrity or rappers to rappers. You would never know that they were like that with anybody else, even if it was just for a moment. If it
Yeah.
was just for a picture.
I saw Cookie post a picture with him, and I definitely didn't think that that connection. So,
Cookie.
oh, I forgot you ain't watch Empire.
Oh my God, you talking about Taraji P?
That's right.
I can see that, but even still, it's like you think when I see somebody, this is the thing that I'm more so like that I'm fascinated with. I mean, there's one thing when you see somebody when they at like a award show and they just so happen to snap a picture. But I'm talking about when you see intimate pictures with somebody, like T.I.'s picture was like a picture of a studio session.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like a picture that was like at the spot though, bro. And so I think that I don't know, man. I like seeing that though, man. Like
I know Charlemagne always says stuff like that too. He doesn't like it when people do that because, I mean, here's my thing. You never know any person's intention as far as posting a picture with a celebrity that has passed. You don't know the intention.
Right.
My thing is that let them celebrate the person the way they want to. My thing is listen, I got a gang of pictures with celebrities, and anything happened to them, anything positive or negative, I'm posting a picture with them. And I don't care what anybody thinks about it because I'm grateful that I've had the opportunity to meet these people. And so I'm going to celebrate them the way that I see fit, and everybody gets the opportunity to do the same.
I like that. This is great. I've seen the pictures that you have a zillion times. It never gets old to me seeing the picture with you and Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Right. It never gets old to me seeing you with the picture with the Brat.
Yeah.
It never gets old to me seeing you with the picture with Steve Harvey. Like I've seen these for years now and it never gets old. And I like it every time though, bro.
You know what's interesting? Because I've actually had conversations with him. It wasn't just like, can I get a pic? You know what I'm saying? I've had conversations. Like one of the people who we classically talk about me fanning out, Stone Cold, I actually had a conversation with him. You know what I'm saying? So to talk to him, but like the Brat, she was so cool backstage when we was talking to her, and she was like, she was like, "Oh, y'all R&B group." She said, "Well, sing me something then." Like the fact that we actually just got to sit and talk to Taraji P, to sit and talk to her, like that's my thing. So I don't just like I see a celebrity, yo, can I get a pic? It's like
you had a young Taraji P, by the way. She was like 30 something.
Yeah,
Taraji P.
Yeah. So I mean that's the thing. I just feel like let people celebrate people the way that they want to celebrate them, including pictures.
Let me hear it one more time. How did it go with Timberland?
Oh my God, it's Timberland. I cannot believe I lost all my points, bro. All my points.
Oh my God, listen, man. Never gets old. It never gets old, though, man.
One of the things. Go ahead.
Shout out to Jerry and as well. Brought up a point. X was the first and probably the only artist that I know, and I thought that maybe Eminem would have done this afterwards, but the only one that I know, rapper at least, that have had 2 platinum albums in 1 year, and I was surprised because he could have very well rode out the first album for a year and then came out the next year with that same platinum album. But I thought that it was a fire approach. I don't think that in hip hop that it's been done since then. You know who I thought that would
you would have think Drake would.
Now you got me thinking, bro. We saw DMX and Snoop Dogg in a versus battle, right? And it's a celebration, not just a true versus, right? You're not keeping score,
right?
You know who I gotta see now? And shout out to the homie Ralph Cole checking in as always, though. Appreciate that. I do want to see Ja Rule in a versus, bro. I think that Ja Rule's catalog.
Who would he go against though? Because I mean,
I don't know. But if Snoop Dogg, let me see Ja Rule. Let me see Ja Rule and Busta Rhymes. Not necessarily a versus song for song, but we're talking about celebration because Listen, Ja Rule's catalog when he was hottest of hot. You know, when you talk about the songs that he had with Mary J, that he wrote for Mary J, the songs that he did with J Lo, Ja Holla Holla at the start of Holla Holla, like Ja Rule got 20 bangers that I think that you would be hard to beat. And so if we're talking about just celebrating artists, he's logically, he got to be the next alive rapper. Like who listen, what other rapper? Let's set Drake aside, right? And let's set Jay-Z aside, right? When you set Drake and Jay-Z aside, only 50 Cent logically, and I don't think Eminem is going to do it. The verses doesn't seem like the kind of setting for Eminem. So you set aside Drake, Eminem, and 50. What other rapper besides Busta Rhymes then who has a catalog that can compete with Ja Rule?
Did T.I. already have a versus?
T.I. did not have T.I. and Ja Rule. Let's see it.
Let's see it. Because you know 50
T.I.
ain't gonna do.
And listen, I think that here's the thing. Oh, man. I'm sitting here thinking like who would win that, bro?
It's interesting, but you know what versus, now we talking versus for just a moment, who I would like to see in a versus? I would like to see Diddy versus JD.
Oh yeah, we've been said that. Listen, and I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I think JD was smoking, bro. I think that JD was smoking only because of this. Don't get me wrong. I think Bad Boy has sold 100 million records, I believe, right? 80 million records was the last thing he said. 80 million records was the last thing he said on the remix of "Oh Let's Do It," the Waka Flocka joint. So let's say he has 80 million records. While I don't think that Jermaine Dupri has sold 80 million records himself, if you include his contributions to other artists in their album sales, then I think that he would have, bro. Because then you got to think of his production, at least, and his songwriting on Usher. You got to think of his songwriting and production on Mariah Carey. You got to include all of the that's not even the so deaf artists, though, bro. So
Jodeci.
But if you were just going off of songs and you're talking about the merits of those songs, I think that JD would smoke him. 20 bangers. Jay-Z was smoke. JD was smoking.
Yeah, I would love to see it though. I think it would be a great celebration just because, you know, the younger artists need to know what it is about them too.
I agree, because I think that these days, man, people look at Diddy and they know Diddy, the personality, right? They know the persona of Diddy, but I don't think that they necessarily understand. Listen, I think that some people dislike Diddy so much that I think that they just for no reason, just dislike him. Me personally, I've always been a big fan of Diddy. I'm a huge fan of Diddy, and I've always appreciated, to me, what I think that he brings to records, right? The ear that he has, the executive producer, and what that means for him EPing something versus it not, though, man. So I rock with Diddy probably harder than most people, though.
Bro, you can't forget about Making the Band and like
Making the Bands.
That was my joints, bro.
Yeah,
I love the Danity Kane and Day 26 and O Town and all of that stuff. Was it Dream? Okay.
I think that listen. Ralph had a good one. Jodeci, Drew Hill.
I said Jodeci. You wasn't listening.
Oh, well, listen, just my opinion. I didn't say
No. I'm sorry. I was saying Jodeci for Diddy
for Diddy. Yeah.
That versus would be dope too. Absolutely.
But Jodeci and Drew Hill would be dope. But I think
even though Drew Hill would get washed, I still think
I would be happy if Drew Hill would get washed. And here's the reason why I think they would get washed. I think that while Drew Hill would get washed is because I think that their songs that they got that are bangers tell me it is official. Like it goes up there. 5 Steps goes up there. I mean, these are Great
I
all
don't
time.
know how much longer
Yes, sir.
gonna be here, so I say my prayers every night. Yeah,
I love April showers.
yeah.
A low key. But listen, it
Beauty is
doesn't
her
quite.
name. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it doesn't quite give me the same nostalgia that freaking you got.
Clap
Fiending,
for
you
you.
know. Yeah, it does. And here's the thing. I think that listen. I think the Thong song is probably bigger than any Jodeci song of all time. I think Thong song is a bigger song
Yeah.
all time than any Jodeci song. But I just think that the feel, it's like Jodeci gives you that. Jodeci gives you that baby face feel that I remember where I was. It's kind of like what has Steve Harvey talking so much on this Earth, Wind, and Fire,
Mhm.
Ozzy Brother one. It's like when I hear Jodeci, I know exactly where I was, like Steve Harvey was doing. And I think that while Drew Hill has some songs, right? I Thong Song is the only one that I can think of their whole collective that I can say, dang, you know what? I remember exactly. This was playing at City Lights
Yeah.
back
Like
then. And
you just knew what out like what when the albums dropped where you were at. Like, you know, the show, the after party, the hotel. You know,
yes,
who would Silk go against?
listen, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think Silk got 20. I don't think they qualify.
Uh
Silk couldn't beat Drew Hill. Here's who I would say I would want to see,
mhm.
but I just don't know who I would see them go against. I would listen. Isn't did we say SWV and Escape is coming up?
Mhm.
At some point they're gonna have to do New Edition.
I mean, New Edition should probably go against what was uh New Edition and oh my gosh, Mint Condition.
Would you go New Edition versus Boys to Men?
I said Mint Condition.
Oh, see, apparently I'm late on the mid condition wave. Apparently, because I've always, I've been see for me, I would say Tony.
Nah.
But
New
but then again, like I said, I've always liked the Tonys more than mid condition.
Now, obviously, you know, rest in peace to Mike, but we talk like Mike and Prince, but what about Mike and Hammer? Because they were going that whole thing back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would have been dope. Just
Listen, bro.
celebrate. Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I think that me and you are probably the biggest MC Hammer fans, right? And I don't know. Listen, I try to explain it to people
Yeah.
why I love Hammer so much,
Yeah.
and I just love his showmanship so
Yes.
much, and I just don't think that people, when you think of Hammer and you think of the parachute pants, right? And they look at him as the gimmick Hammer. But I think Hammer was dope. I was a huge fan.
Don't
and
everybody got a gimmick though?
Listen, let me tell you what was so dope. I remember me and the boy PBR went to a Hawks game, and Hammer performed. I believe after the Hawks game, either after or maybe halftime. But dog, we performed, bro. I went in straight stand mode out there. Like I literally lost my voice. His concert was only 30 minutes though, bro. I was gone. I mean, I was gone, bro. Love me some Hammer though, bro.
Yeah, man. Love me some. I had the Hammer doll and everything, bro.
I didn't have the I couldn't afford the Hammer doll.
Well, it was Christmas, so Santa brought it for me, bro. I had he had the gold parachute pants with the gold joints with the glasses.
Yeah. Love Hammer, man.
People don't remember the Hammer cartoon.
I remember the Hammer cartoon. Like that's what people don't understand how big Hammer was. Like, who would you compare him? Do you think Hammer was like the Drake back then in the early 90s of hip hop? Because everything he would come out with was banging.
It was, and then not only that, you know, he had the biggest endorsements. I mean, he got the soundtrack to Addams Family, bro. Like, I don't know, man. Hammer
He
was
was the
huge.
first rapper that I remember having like a deal with like Pepsi or something like that.
Yeah, commercials, like for
Yeah,
real.
yeah. Like Hammer was fire though, man. I think that, and you know what's wild, man, is I always laugh because people used to think that because Hammer was religious that he was a punk. And there's this story about Redman, and Redman talking about, he said something about that boy Hammer's mama, and I don't know if it was in a song or whatever though, man. And that boy said that he was doing a show in Oakland. And Hammer ran up on him like, listen here, though, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? We don't play it over here. And he was almost to the point, and I'm paraphrasing, like, I understand that you're doing your rap thing, right? But there's people who I know that don't take that kind of stuff that kind of way. They're not as understanding. And he said that boy Redman said, I looked that nigga straight in his face and said, yes, sir, Mr. Hammer. And yes, sir. Like, he said that boy had to pull up on me, though, bro. And so he was like, nah, man, Hammer was serious about that, though, bro. And people think that because Hammer had that, we need to pray just to make it today. That's why we pray. Pray. Like, people thought that Hammer was like was soft though, bro. But Hammer was a gangster about it.
The Hammer, the funky head hunter.
Oh my gosh. Listen, and this, I thought even that was good, bro. Let me tell you how dope Hammer was, right? Hammer was so dope that when he dropped the album Funky Head Hunter with It's All Good and Pumps to the Bump on it, that album sold 5 million, and they thought Hammer fell off, right? Because the album right before that, I think it went diamond or something like that. It went like close to 10 million worldwide, and he drops Pumps to the Bump and It's All Good on that album, and they say he fell off. Meanwhile, right, that was in like 93 when that came out, right? Because I remember being in the 8th grade when that comes out. And people still say It's All Good till this day. And that was the album that they said that he fell off on. I'm like, dog, give that man his props, bro.
Dog,
the guy got me out here defending Hammer like that.
Hey, his videos was fire. He had the boy Primetime endorsing him.
Oh my gosh.
Man, Hammer was my dude, bro.
Yeah, I always laugh because at the beginning of the video, there's this part where Dion is talking, and he said, hey, Shaniqua. And then he says something like he's talking to some girl on the phone. I fall out laughing now every time. But Hammer was fired though, man. Like I love that what was it, a Billboard award or a Grammy award when Hammer was sitting there and had everybody dancing around. They boom, 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 boom. And Hammer's just standing there with like no shirt on, Hammer pants with the suspenders, and he's just standing there, right? Fist up. I think he had the shades on, and he just sitting there, and everybody's dancing around. And I'm hyped, waiting to see what is Hammer about to do, right? And he is just sitting here going, and it took him maybe like 3, 4, 5 minutes before he actually moved. I said, "Oh my gosh, oh man! I could have. Listen, you might as well see me faint like they did in Michael Jackson concerts, bro."
Who was that had the joke about people passing? I think it was Jamie Foxx. He said, "Oh, Michael."
Yeah, you go to a Michael Jackson concert to watch him perform, and you done passed out. You done missed the whole concert. Tickets about $200 back in the 80s, bro.
They just taking people and crowd surfing them out because they didn't pass out.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yo, man. Other sad news that happened. Also this morning, got word that Prince Philip passed.
Hey man, that man was like 90-something years old, bro. Like I'm just saying, like you lived a full life, bro.
Yeah, I mean they said it was peaceful in his sleep, I think.
Yeah, like you.
But I don't keep up with the royal stuff like that, so I didn't know who he was in the line of stuff. So now
he is. So this is the thing about it, though, bro. He is the Queen Elizabeth. She is his husband. You know what I'm saying? She owed herself, though, bro. And I think the biggest reason why, the thing to watch for, the significance of that, right? The significance of that is the fact that, you know what I'm saying, now that leaves just the queen. She already like 90-something herself. So you think the clock is on her. And so now, you know what I'm saying, this other boy, Harry's brother, the oldest one, if I'm not mistaken, or his daddy is the one who was going to be the king. So I don't know, but that man, he was 99 years old, bro. Like
They gonna
they
let him.
had this man out here looking like he was literally looking like he was turning into a zombie from Walking Dead, bro. He was like that old.
Are they gonna let your boy come to the funeral, bro?
Who?
Harry.
They not letting Harry come?
I'm asking you, are they gonna let him come?
Listen, think about how much of a black sheep he's gonna look. One, that he basically denounced his throne like Hakeem tried to do to Lisa. But then the fact that he didn't put their business out there. So think about that though, right? Let's just say hypothetically, if you are Harry's brother, and Harry just told the world, yeah, that boy Ace, he used to pee in the bed up until he was about 18. But that's old news, and I ain't worried about it. And that's something you keep behind closed doors. He'd have put all your business out there in the street. Now, mind you don't pee in the bed no more, but still, you show up to the funeral with him, and I'm thinking, dude, wouldn't you be kind of looking at them sideways, like, bro, you gonna tell these people that I used to piss in the bed, and you think I'm just gonna be cool sitting there? Like, I don't know. He's gonna come, yes, but I don't know if they're gonna be showing him that kind of love, bro.
I don't think so either. I just on GP, like they can't.
And right. Okay, let me ask you. Oh, I got a question for you. Ace.
All right.
Let me ask you something, bro. Had to get the tea ready for this one. Harry basically said, and Meghan says that they had a problem with her being black, right? Problem being is that essentially, man, that Harry has a son, Archie. Archie's going to be black. And hypothetically, there's a scenario that, you know what I'm saying, Archie passes, that basically Archie's son could be the heir to the throne. But he has brothers. So he has a brother and all this other stuff. But hypothetically, right? But now they have made it clear that they got this problem with your wife, your wife who's black. Let's say if she was any other race, they got a problem with, right? And he just said, you know what, cool, I'm not gonna rock with y'all, right? Like that. So here's my question for you. Happy birthday to Earl the Pearl Kennedy, by the way. And shout out to Mrs. Kennedy as well. But let's just say hypothetically, if your family had a problem with your girl, bro, do you just continue to rock with your family, but just say, well, I'm not gonna have my girl come around y'all, and I'm not gonna have y'all come around my girl? Or do you still just try to force that relationship?
Listen, bro. I had to rock with the Bible on this one. So it'd be me and my girl. I'd communicate with my people. I mean, I would still communicate with my people, but I wouldn't force anything, you know what I'm saying? Because basically it would be their choice on them supporting me, because I have to live with her. So that's just what it is. What about you?
I think that's it, because even if it was flip side, right? So if it was the flip side, and maybe this is just me, because if my girl's family didn't rock with me, right, for whatever the reason is, and if I felt like, okay, well, yeah, they kind of got a point, or whatever their reasoning is, whatever it is, if they felt that I did something wrong, in her case, it's her skin complexion or whatever. But hypothetically, though, right, if they had a problem, like I'm cool with having a relationship, right, with my significant other's family, right? But I'm also cool with not, right? So we can either be good with being good, or I can be good with not being good as well, right? So for me, I'm not, if my family had a problem with my wife, then I'm cool with that. I wouldn't necessarily try to force them to do whatever. I'd say, all right, well, that's fine. We can kick it or whatever. You don't got to bring her around. But at the same time, when I'm doing this fly stuff with her, then don't expect to get that invite either, though. It goes both ways, though, man. So
absolutely.
Yeah. It's interesting, though, man, because I think that, I think that the only significance I see is that if this man is 99 years old, bro, I think the queen got to be in her 90s, bro. So that clock, I mean, she going, but that boy was out there looking. I mean, he was looking like a walker, bro. Like he was looking bad out there in these streets, bro. But I mean, 99 though. I mean, shoot, that's full, man, full life.
Yeah.
Very full life. Have you been keeping up with this trial?
Not at all.
Okay. This is just a separate thought about this. Isn't it interesting though? What is that? What does that say about the justice system that we all saw them kill this man?
Mm-hmm.
And now we got to watch the trial about him killing this man, right? Like I keep seeing, I'll see little tidbits, right? And they had somebody in his chain of command that said that what he did was a bit, you know what I'm saying, excessive. Somebody came out and said what we thought. Yes, he died from, lack of oxygen or whatever. His heart couldn't take this, that, and the other. I'm like, yes, that's obvious. Like, I understand you got to go through the process and everything like that, though, man. And maybe these details that come out don't tell me nothing. I'm just waiting to see the final verdict. That is really all I want to know is, are y'all going to say that what we saw is okay? Because by you not convicting this man, you're basically saying that this was within the rules of being a cop.
And see, that's the thing. I don't need to relive none of that. I don't want to hear them talking about, what prior, drug stuff he had and what was in his system. Like, no, I don't need to see none of that. I need to know the verdict. That's what I need to see. So, of course, through media outlets and stuff like that, you hear people talking about what's transpired on the trial or whatever, but I'm not actively watching it. So that's what I mean when I say I haven't been keeping up with it.
Yeah. Let me ask you one more thing, and I don't know if you've been keeping up with this either. Have you been following along with this Mark Gates, Republican congressman out of Florida?
I heard the donkey of the day stuff, and the crazy part is I heard even during some of the election stuff, people were already giving this dude bad juju about similar stuff. So it's like not surprising that more stuff is coming out now, because it seemed like that's just a pattern of what, the type of dude he is. So, apparently dude been showing other people videos. He want to show them pictures. I heard there was allegedly there's a 17-year-old involved. He's sounding like a grade A creep, bro.
Yeah. This is the thing that I find to be interesting, right? So the things that I find to be interesting, right, is that he is a big supporter of Donald Trump, and he is a big proponent of the Donald Trump bandwagon being in motion, right? Like he is one of those people who mobilize the 45 rhetoric, right? In terms of that, he's pushed it. He pushed all of his, little agenda items. He repeats everything he says. It's kind of interesting because he reminds me of the senator, a male version of the Senator Kelly Loeffler, the one who owned the Atlanta Dream, right? Mm-hmm. And so what I find to be interesting about this, there's several things that I find to be interesting about him. So, I think that what's always interesting is that when it comes to 45, there's the QAnon boys who always talk about the deep state, and they always talk about how there's this secret society of pedophiles and children, baby killers, and all this other stuff, right? And then what I've found to be interesting is that they've always kind of maintained that Donald Trump is the answer to all of the ills of the world. Only he can, because he is part of the deep state. He knows what's going on. He's the only person who can fix it. He's the man for the job. And meanwhile, 45 has also had a history of allegations of him being with underage females, right? There's an open case in court still that's going on about that. But then here it is. This one is a very stark 45 supporter. And of all things, underage girls come to play. And what makes this more about sex trafficking was the fact that apparently this dude allegedly flew this 17-year-old girl out to wherever he was, and he may have hit the cakes or whatever. Apparently, that's what they say. And the fact that she crossed interstate borders for this to happen is what made it trafficking, whatnot, though. So that's where the trafficking come from, let alone the fact that this girl is under 17, though, man. So I think there's layers to it with him. But I think that the part that is just mainly the interesting is that of all the things that he says, it's the fact that this chick is 17. That's going to be the thing that they're really hanging over him, though, bro. So
yeah,
real crazy, man. Real crazy.
So what's going on, man? What's going on with these Brooklyn Nets, bro? Is a foregone conclusion, man? They win it at all? What's the deal, bro?
I'm gonna tell you this, man.
Are you gonna respect their rings, bro?
I don't know. And I'm gonna tell you why. What I'm considering.
All right, I need to hear this.
Okay, part of me wants to say that if they beat LeBron, then they have some level of vindication, right? So Kyrie can say, I beat LeBron. I didn't just win the championship with LeBron. Mm-hmm. KD will be able to say, hey, I didn't just jump ship to a 73-win team. I didn't just trade on the Thunder. I didn't leave the Thunder high and dry to go get these rings and beat LeBron. I went to another team, another situation, and beat LeBron. So he can technically say that. And James Harden can also say, hey, I told y'all, man, I've been good this whole time. Houston just never put together a team that was good enough. But I beat LeBron. Like all of them can say that's assuming if they play LeBron, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that the thing that I am interested in seeing, though, right, is that what if LeBron and AD, if both of them don't come back healthy, if only one of them comes back healthy, I don't think the Lakers have a standard chance if both of them aren't healthy, right?
Right.
Especially if it's only AD. If LeBron isn't 100, it's a wrap all the way. But then here's the part. So hypothetically, though, right, if they beat the Clippers, and the Clippers are technically also loading them up a super team that would, in theory, beat the Lakers, and they doing the same thing that the Nets are doing, this arms race to beat LeBron, I think anyway. They get there, and I don't know, bro. Like,
so
I guess.
Okay. What? Okay, so let's just say the Suns went out, right? Because, like you said, LeBron and them don't come back, or they come back, but they come back too soon. They not really 100%. The Suns went out, or Denver wins out. They play the Nets, and the Nets win.
I think that if they play, listen, bro, if the Nets play anybody besides the Clippers, and if the Nets play anybody besides the Clippers or the Lakers, they'll win, bro. I don't think, listen, I think that the Suns are a year away from being able to beat them and to beat the Nets. And I'll tell you why. I think that regardless of how much you like to call Kevin Durant Serpentor,
I've never called it. Oh, yeah, it was a snake. You're right.
Yes, he is the point. He is at a point, though, where I do think that he's on this LeBron category where I feel like there are certain players who can will you to win. Like, he's so good that he won't allow a team like the Suns to beat them. Like, the Suns are young, and I just don't think that a team has to earn their lumps before you can just contend like that. So I don't think that the Suns could beat the Clippers in a full 7 games because I just think that they're too young. They got to earn them. They got to earn them dubs.
Okay. Last question about this. So Blake and LaMarcus Aldridge, are they making that big of an impact?
Hey man, Blake still got some bounce. Like I said, I've only seen, listen, to me, you won't know until you see KD, all of them on the court at the same time. Now, KD came back the other day and he looked good. Now, here's the thing that I think that was dope. KD scored like 21 points, bro, and he only took like 5 shots. I'm like, how? He took only a handful of shots, and that's the part that I think about KD that is just so much of a thing that you can't account for as far as the X factor. Like, dog, what you gonna do about somebody who's 7 foot, who, if you put a guard, like LeBron's gonna have to guard him, right?
Absolutely.
And if LeBron guards him for an entire series, I think that KD can cook LeBron 2 ways and 2 times on Sunday, bro. But at the same time, I think that they just got an extra body. Like, I don't see that the Lakers, like, I'm not worried about LaMarcus Aldridge. I'm not worried about Blake Griffin at all. What I am concerned with is that the fact that Kyrie, I don't see anybody on the Lakers roster who can guard Kyrie.
What? You ain't gonna give my boy Kuzma no credit?
Hell no. Listen, bro, you got two blown Achilles. I think you can get up 6 points on Kuzma, bro. And he's 6'7", 6'8", maybe 9. I think Ace, you can score 6 points on Kuzma, bro.
I believe it. I believe it.
He can. This is the thing about it. He does rebound. He's been rebounding very well. But like I said, I just don't see, like, I don't see any guard. Like, I don't see Caruso guarding Kyrie. Like, I think that Kyrie with the ball dominant, I think that Kyrie will dribble so much that you'll relax on defense just long enough for him to catch you slipping and be able to get his shot off, bro. Yeah. I don't. And for that matter, I think, right, the Clippers match up with the Nets better, where the Nets got Rondo, they got Beverly, they got some guards who can kind of match up with them that can cause them some problems. But I think that the Lakers look at James Harden like he would be in self-check. But maybe the pressure's off James Harden. He don't got to do the stuff that he was supposed to do with the Rockets. I don't know, man.
Yeah. Did you catch that Space Jam trailer?
I saw it. I thought that it was kind of cool.
I thought it was going to be like a sequel. It seems more like a reboot. Like the Toons don't remember Jordan playing with them. Like, it seemed like it's just a completely different story. So I'm still reserving judgment on it, because I'm gonna tell you, Space Jam is one of my movies, bro. That's like Space Jam, Matrix Reloaded, Ninja Turtles, and Green Mile. Like that, those are like them. So for them to I like LeBron and everything, but I don't know, bro.
So I the thing that I don't I don't want to see LeBron have the LeBron secret stuff. Like, I don't want to see you remake it to that extent. Like, make it, if you want to remake it and make it something different, then do so, but don't reference the original at all. Now, this is what I don't want them to do. What I don't want them to do is Coming to America 2 this thing.
Oh, they better not, because that's gonna be
like, I would rather not. Like, I don't want to see LeBron do a stretch dunk. Like, I don't want to see nothing at all like that, bro.
Well, one thing that I did see that was different is they cartooned LeBron for a stretch. So I don't know how much of the movie he'll be a cartoon, but I did see that. And that's why I was just like, and then people have been doing these breakdowns of the trailer, and there's been like nostalgic stuff in the background of stuff. Like, they had the Animaniacs Tower. They had like Jack Nicholson's Joker. There's a whole bunch of The Mask. There's a whole bunch of stuff like scattered throughout the thing. So that's kind of cool. But as far as like just the nostalgic feel, when I watched the trailer, I was not impressed. And I'm giving the movie the benefit of the doubt. So that's pretty much what it is. So, hello, wife of mine.
Shout out to Miss Kennedy.
Right. I see. We spoke to you earlier. You wasn't in the conversation.
But I appreciate you feeling the need to be acknowledged by us, though. Thank you.
Right. We was just in deep conversation. You know how we do. Yeah, shout out to my wife. She's out at the hospital with my oldest daughter. She been there for a couple of days, so we still ain't figured out what quite is going on. But and she's a little upset because she might miss her prom tomorrow, and it's her birthday tomorrow. So but yeah, shout out to my wife. Miss her being at home, but Charlie said that this is our bed now. So
Wow.
yeah,
So she's taking over,
she's
huh?
taking over. She be wearing her little head bonnet and got her little tablet. And she's like, she told Sarah today, she said, nah, that's me and daddy's bed. I don't know what you talking about. You
Lord.
48-hour rule, it's over.
Listen, has she sold all of her chocolate bars for $20 yet?
She's been selling a lot of candy. And she's so proud. So yeah, she's been doing a thing. She want that swing set. She told her principal she wanted. So
Hey, what you got planned for the week, man? Weekend.
busy weekend. Like I said, the oldest is in the hospital, so that leaves me to kind of move around. Layla has a track meet tomorrow. Deuce has a basketball tournament tomorrow. He's at a baseball game right now. Then of course, WrestleMania is this weekend. So yeah, a lot going on, bro.
Dude, I completely forgot that it was WrestleMania this weekend, man. Completely forgot it was WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's 2-day event too, because they've been doing all of the stuff this week. Like they had the Hall of Fame ceremony this week. They had the takeover event, which was a 2-day event, and then they got WrestleMania tomorrow and Sunday. Yeah.
Jeez. Man, you know what? I think I might be watching some WrestleMania then whenever I can, because I didn't have anything planned. So this is let me tell you this thing that is interesting for the weekend. So of course tomorrow, man, I'm doing my behind the scenes shoot, and it's gonna be early, and I think that's gonna be like at least maybe 6 hours of just shooting behind the scene footage, getting some content for her website. So I got that going on. And then so I might be able to catch some WrestleMania later on that day if I'm not too tired. But I think that what I'm kind of playing around with, right? So I went to hoop today, and usually I play outside, outside the court, and it's pretty wide open. I feel like everything's safe. I know most of the guys that are out there try to do whatever they can do to, be as safe as possible. And I know these dudes, so we've been playing for years and everything like that. So in terms of COVID, I feel fine. Well, they are starting a league indoor, and so they were like, "Hey, man, we need you to come on out and be the team, though, bro. We need somebody to guard these big men, out here and everything, right? We got pretty much a team full of guards so far." And I played, right before COVID, and I've been dying to get back out there. In fact, I've been trying to get Landon back into some leagues, and so I'm trying to actually have him start working with the trainer. Just to get him back in basketball shape, get his handles right and everything. So I've been trying to figure this whole thing out. I've been toggling if I'm going to play. They play on Sunday morning. And so I'm just still kind of like, all right, you know what, man? It's one thing playing outdoors, but playing indoors now. And so I'm thinking about playing with the mask on, at least trying to see what's up, though, man. But I got to figure out what's up, though, man. But it is I've been toggling around with that idea all week long. And so when I went to go hoop with them today, they was giving me a hard time about it. Like, come on, bro. Like, seriously, man, come on out here with us and everything like that. So
let me ask you this, though. Since you are contemplating the decision, have you changed your mind on getting the shot?
I have not changed my mind on getting the shot. And here's the funny thing about it is, if I was vaccinated, maybe I would feel even more confident about doing something like that. But I have not changed my mind on getting the shot yet. So the one thing that I have changed my mind on is that I would be open to getting a shot maybe next year. Let me see what kind of side effects are known. Let me let it exist for a little while. But I ain't trying to be one of the first ones now.
Understood. But understood. Just asking. No pressure.
No, but if I did, I would feel more confident about doing something like that. Which, to be quite honest with you, more of a reason maybe I should to get back to some sense of normalcy, though, man. So, but I think that the very interesting part about it is that it has been something like I feel very confident playing outdoors, just because it's just it's that. But playing in a confined spot and everything like that, I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't know what kind of measures they're going to take. I know that they said they'll do the temperature check and everything like that. But, you know, with you being asymptomatic and, you know, that's always a thing. So I don't know. But I'm on the fence with it, though.
Yeah. But just to anybody else, yo, thank y'all for the love on the song. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback, so that's really good. Like I said, me and Charles were super hyped about this particular song because it was that for us, it was that good, and I really appreciate the feedback on it and everything. But yo, man, we thank you for spending a little bit of y'all's time with us, and enjoy your weekend. We are the Slash Brothers, and we will see y'all Tuesday.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.